Yes. I gotta put my feet down. Shit hurts. Metal bench is uncomfortable. Yep, I got my toes did. I was trying to keep my feet elevated. Hard to do with this metal bench. Anyway. Ooh, they are fucking knocking me out today. I'm like absorbing a very stupid negative energy, wiping me out. But I didn't see any purpose, the old ones. There was a new one in Duncan with a camel hat. Only a few camel people with Target bags and stuff. That's it. It's dying down, which is good. And plus the place was full of people, so they're not gonna do nothing if it's full. Yay for me. What's today, the 3rd already? Sheesh. No, today's the 4th. May 4th, 2026. Yeah, they're fucking with my dreams again. How about they screw themselves? There's another weird dream today. I don't know if I'm gonna. I mean, if I remember by later, I could write it down in my journal, but I don't know. It was weird. It wasn't creepy, it was just weird. And I don't know, maybe with my medication, maybe I have the anesthesia still in my body. I should have been gone by now. I think maybe it's still in there a little bit, because I got like so winded this morning out of sleep. You're honking. So. Our shirt says pink, but it has lime green. Only a couple of lime greens too today. Not too many, but. So I saw the same car from when I got my hair done. So I was waiting in the little couch they had there, right, to get picked up from car service. This was a couple months ago, okay? So, excuse me. I see this car pull up to the light, and they're covering one of the headlights had lime green tape. I took a picture of it. I couldn't take a video. It was like, so many people in there and everything. And then I just saw that today, the same one. So that's not a coincidence. But that took a long time though. It was a few months ago. I went to get my hair done. It's like shit. Then this morning, I got tired. Like, I don't know what happened. Because I slept okay last night, but I was like extra tired. So I took like an hour nap. But I'm still tired. I don't know if it's Monday. I don't know if it's the weather. I don't know if it's my medication. It could be all three. Sometimes some of us get very tired. Especially if you're a TI. They hit you with the weapons. Sometimes I get like my body heat rises. So I know it's them doing it. So, hold on. So when I was sleeping, I shut my phone off. I put it on silent. Tell me why my family called me to tell me that a plumber decided to text two of my family members to tell them that he was coming to my house. So they called me to find out if I knew anything about the plumber. I was like, I don't even have a plumber's number in my phone. Why would he text them to instead of me? If I'm home, I'm going to call a plumber if we need a plumber. We don't need one. So now I'm going to rebuke that in Jesus Christ's name, because that's a little bit of witchcrafty right there. First of all, how does this person get everybody's phone numbers out of nowhere? And those, they work during the day, I make my videos. It's my job for now. Because of this program, I got put in a place where I had to stop working. I was working, and my father got sick, and we had to stay home for him. So nobody worked. And now this whole thing is over. I haven't been able to do anything special like that. I'm just trying to keep myself afloat. And I have some money coming in, but at least I can get harassed at a job. Of course, nobody's home. Car service. It's always my family member. Anyways, seemed kind of fun. So to me, when they called about the plumber, I already knew that something was up. So we weren't home yesterday, and we went to somebody's house. And during one of the conversations, 2 names came up that I knew about. I recognized the names from when I was in high school. So Dominic and Santina. Santina used to be my neighbor across the street where the douchebag always lived. And they used to, be together in school. So, out of the blue, those 2 names popped up on the conversation. And for a while, I've been hearing his name. I've been hearing Dominic a lot. What John used to do was, they were best friends. So he would ask one of my mutual friends on social media where I was going, what I was doing. So he used to, be there before we would get there. We went to a Mets game once a couple years ago, 4th of July. And he was in the train station waiting for us. So we had to take 2 trains coming and going. After the game finished, he was in the train with us. I saw him waiting on the platform. It didn't really dawn on me that it was him until he sat near us. There was 4 of us, right? And he sat with us, and I recognized his shirt he was wearing. My father, when he was alive, he gave John a whole bunch of polo shirts because he was starting to work in an office. All the polo shirts that he didn't fit into anymore, he gave them to him, so he still fits into them. And I noticed, I'm like, is that him? And I looked over to my friend, and we looked at each other, and then my friend's wife was like, what the fuck are you doing here, John? Oh, it was funny. We all looked over, we all laughed at him. And he gets off at the next stop. We all get off at the same stop, but he's staring at us what the hell's this problem, And then after that, I was seen here in the neighborhood. And then after a while, I figured he lived here because I saw him in one of the buildings. So I'm thinking that they're all hanging out together again in some way. And John knows my cell phone number because somebody else we were friends with gave it to him. He told her that another mutual friend of ours, we were sleeping together, me and him, but we weren't. She didn't trust him. She slept around on him. And then John told her that weird story. Instead of calling me and asking me, she just really believed it because she was cheating too. So if she was cheating, she took John's word for it. I don't know why. And so he found my number, so he kept it. And when there was payphones around, I caught him, calling the house. And then I got home, my mom's like, yeah, somebody called. And I was like, yeah, it was him. Me and my sister both saw him, so. And he didn't even walk away from the payphone. He just stood there. He turned around. He saw us. That was a long ass light that we waited. So yeah. So I think he probably is talking to them again. I think they did have a fallout at one point, but now he's probably talking to them again, and they're probably doing stuff together. Eventually, I will find out because. Nowadays we got Google and all this stuff, so I'm going to find out eventually. They always tell themselves. So. Hi. So yeah, I mean, we had a good time too. So, you know, they have to try to ruin our good times in some way. So when I went to Dunkin' today, there was a dude in there with a camel hat, right? Looked like he got brand new headphones, like a really good set of headphones. So I sit in front of him, in the seat in front of him, and he's watching me the whole time. He already finished his coffee, he was already done. He gets up and goes to get money out of the ATM 2 different times. Like he would get a text message and then go take money out, and then he did that like twice. And then he started coughing uncontrollably. You know, that's a sign. I cough because I got allergies and asthma, but he was coughing. Like, I don't know if... I think he was doing it on purpose, you know? Because that's what perps do. See, red and blue, Masonic colors. Like, why would you wear blue? You could have worn any other color. They always choose blue or lime green. It's so dumb, it really is. Anyways, so he's coughing. So I put a prayer video on. I have a couple of prayer videos I saved for later, so I like go through them and then I put them on, like the chores and everything. So today I didn't do that because my friend came over, so it was, you know, it was loud enough for people to hear it, but nobody said anything, which is wonderful. So I'm like, you know what? If that's the only way that I can preach the gospel to people, then yeah. He was making some weird noises while I was playing. He huffed and puffed like a dragon. And then he was coughing. And then he was getting an attitude with the video. Look at the shoes he's wearing. Red and black. They always wear red and black Jordans too, if you notice. They have those types and the one with a little bit of white in it. Like, those sneakers are friggin' expensive. I don't know how they wear them in Brooklyn. Oops, that's not where I was. Like you didn't know. Queef handler probably told you. Maybe it was him doing that, calling my family. They made it expensive to take all your information off the internet, which doesn't make sense. It used to be private, you know, you could just do it. So I'm gonna find out how much it is. See how long it lasts for, and then I'll take my info off, because that doesn't make sense. That's a weird phone call to get. It wasn't even a phone call, it was text messages. Patches. Wait, you have a motorcycle. Yeah, every damn night. Oh. How are you? Yeah. And so, you know, it happens, you know. Like, these people are nuts. So then after a few minutes, somebody came into Dunkin', and he was like ready to run. So he was like, he offered his seat and he ran out. Like, bye. That's what I say that to them. Go, bye. Because, you know, why the hell should I want them to stay? You know, I want them to leave. Because I'm better off when they leave. But I tell you, they're the worst people ever. They're just evil. So that was nuts with the wheelie. That car popping a wheelie. Sheesh. That was a demon in that guy. Because he started going down the block, and then he came back up the block, and then popped the wheelie at the corner while I was sitting there. So I could, you know, get sick from the smoke, probably. I'm like, damn, the devil don't stop. That means I'm doing something right. I'm on the right track when the devil doesn't stop like that, because that was blatantly obvious. Where's this kid's parent? hate when parents do that. They just let their kids like run around. It's the devil's making them do that too. I'm gonna blame the devil for every damn thing. Because there's no way on earth that kid should have just walked over here by himself. It's not that, I don't know, that's their car. Even if it is, what do you let your kid walk away from you for? In this day and age, no, you don't. That's not a good idea in any way. People are crazy. They snatch up, they snatch you up. Oh yeah, YouTube doesn't want me to have people talking to me on my page. I checked the comments, there's nothing there. A couple of videos ago, there was comments. I don't know, somebody made a comment and it was not even there. How do I get the notification that it's there and then it's not there? Who took it away, I understand what the person wrote. But it's a free country. We're allowed to write whatever the hell we want and say whatever the hell we want here. Remember, the president made it where we can still talk like that on YouTube. He made it like that because, he talks like that. He's unfiltered, Yeah. So look at this kid's hair. Their hair looks like that all the time with all the kids. There was a teenager waiting, not directly by the garbage pails like Goat Boy was doing. So, I don't know. I walked past him, he took his phone out. I guess he was a perp, I don't know. I'm like, why would you use teenagers? I know why. Because they have a lot of energy. The older perps are getting older and they're not really focusing, the way a teenager would. Which makes sense, I guess. I don't know. But I think it's wrong. But you know what it is? They pick the kids that don't have both parents in the house. And the kids are like latchkey kids. Either both parents are not in the house, like they're divorced, and one parent moved out, or a parent died or something, and there's no grandparents anymore, and so both parents are working, and they have to go home with a key. It makes sense. I was a latchkey kid in high school. My father was, injured on the job, so we went into the city for a couple of hours. My mom was a homemaker, but when she would go to the grocery store, I would be coming home from school and I used the key. That's when the bus was safe to take. I used to take the bus and the train home. Only in the winter I would take the train home too, because it was fucking cold. I would take the bus a couple blocks, and the last block I would take the train. But going up the stairs, like that, it was very good for the body. So, they're delaying my physical therapy right now too. And my insurance denied it, and they're supposed to reinstate it after the first denial. But that's taking a long time. It's pretty long right now. They know I enjoy exercising, that's why I actually like it. So. Every freaking perp hates that I go exercising. Listen, if I could have a home gym in my little tiny apartment, I would. I'm trying to find the bike that's actually, strong enough to hold my fat ass and, small enough to fit in my house, my apartment, and then I could actually do exercising. I would have to get the one for my feet first, I guess. That's the only one I could do for now. That's why I'm saving up my money for that stuff. everything's so damn expensive because they don't want us healthy. And they know exercising is healthy. I do my feet exercises before bed. Last night I was too tired to do it, and I feel it. So, I could do them now while I'm sitting here. Not a bad thing. With that, that's 1, 2, 3. I do like 20 times, and it opens up the blood, I guess. I don't know. That feels good. Now we're gonna get perps being annoyed. Even this tiny little bit of exercise, as long as it's good for your body, the perps hate you for it. Good. Today is Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. I'd say may the Schwartz be with you. May the Schwartz be with you. Please don't park in my driveway. Everybody does that. Even if they're going down the block. I do that till it gets a little heavy, and I'll do it again. They're in a rush. And I'm glad nobody's coming around right now either. Good for me. But that's why I have the prayer videos going on. Because if I forget one night to read the scripture, I have the prayer video on during the day. And it helps me stay awake. And it helps me do chores. They don't want us doing any of that now. Whatever.
Yeah, of course. Good castle, and we have port.
He's like, yeah, of course. He is very insane. It's a little too quiet around here, you know what I mean? Like my neighbor itself, they haven't gone in the backyard in the early morning like they usually do. And I haven't seen Witchy Pool in like months. I think she might have went to Poland and doing witchcraft over there. I keep hearing Poland every 5 seconds too. So I know she's doing some sort of witchcraft against me. Oh, here comes a Target bag. Witch. The honking. There's always these little tiny honks. Yes, that's what that means. And it's not always about the traffic. Like people are in the way, whatever. And it's a high traffic area at the corner. And everybody parks in the freaking crosswalk where they're not supposed to park. So, you know what? I'm not anticipating the gang stalking like I used to. So they probably realize, oh, we can't really do much about that. We can't do nothing on now. Oh, well. Yeah, it's not... Hopefully it's not fun for them. I'll get bored. I'd rather be bored than gang stalked. And just said eventually they tell on themselves. Excuse me. Fucking allergies on the trees. I'm not blowing my nose every 5 seconds, but I'm coughing up phlegm and stuff from the tree. I'm just coughing it up. It's fine. It's fine. I'd rather die than sneeze my head off every 5 seconds. I don't know what's up with this tree. Looks like paint. I think it is paint. Yeah, maybe a construction worker came by and wiped his hand on the tree. Yeah, look at all the trees that are here. Like he couldn't pick a different tree. They never do. And I'm sitting there, and the whole front table empties out, right? And there's one girl that decides to sit next to me at the table. I'm like, she just like snuck there. I'm like, really, bitch? Like, I don't want people sitting with me sometimes. Sorry. I was just thankful nobody complained about the video I was putting on. You know, but that guy behind me, though, he was getting very annoyed. It was irritating his spirit. Good. Get out. You don't want to hear the gospel. You don't want to change your life. Then you need to leave. Sorry, not sorry. Get out. I don't want to preach to people that don't want to hear it. But I'm going to preach to you anyway. In any way I can. Like on here, I posted prayer videos on my community. You know, if you watch it, you watch it. If you don't, you don't. If you want me to, you know, put the links in your channel in the comments, you know, that's a good idea too. And then other people can watch. It helps a lot though, these prayer videos. Oh, somebody moved into Booty Bandit's house. Oh, yeah, he lives down the block now, 2 blocks away. One day I came out here and he was coming up the block. A brown camo book bag with an American flag on it. Speaking of American flags. I usually see them when I'm in there. Like when I go in there, they usually like the first people in there. They're trying to send the message. If they are, so what? I mean, honestly, so what? I don't have to listen to those messages. Those aren't for me. I don't have to believe anything anybody says about me that's not true. Especially handlers and perps. I really don't know what happened to Ned Flanders handler. But good riddance. See you later, alligator. I haven't seen him in months. I hope he fucking left the building. You know what I mean? Left the building and bought the farm. Because they don't stop with that shit. God is not playing with these witches and warlocks. How many times I gotta say it on my channel? He's not playing with you. I'm going to give you diseases that you can't cure because you don't stop with the witchcraft. It's going to backfire on you. I don't even have to do anything on to you. I don't have to do that. Only thing I said, Jesus, take the wheel because I cannot deal. That's what that means. I wash my hands of these people. I wash my hands of my ex-friends. And I wash, all the people talked about me behind my back. I wash my hands of my neighbors that do witchcraft against me. I wash my hands against all the handlers and perps out here. I don't know these people. I don't owe them shit. I don't owe anybody anything. I don't owe anybody an explanation of who I am or what I do. And I don't need to tell anybody where I'm going. It's none of your damn business. How about that? Uh-oh, it's blocking. And neither do you, TIs. Just because these perps want to know stuff about us doesn't mean they're allowed to. They're not allowed. They don't have any right to us. The Karens and Darrens. I haven't heard those terms in a while. What a Karen. I should have called them that. I should have called the perps Karens. I didn't think of it, you know. So, nosy little bitches. Who the fuck are they to ask any questions about anything? It's a form of witchcraft when they ask you questions about yourself and you don't even know this person, you just met them like yesterday. They're trying to gather information on you so they could tell the handler, and then he could tell the priest and priestess of the voodoo people, you know, Santeria, hoodoo, all that stuff. They can do psychic readings on you, and then when they touch you, make sure you don't you tell them to go fuck themselves or something, or wipe your hands down with baby wipes or Purell or something, because that's a form of destiny swapping. When the person's begging you to touch them, yeah, it's a form of witchcraft. They're trying to destiny swap with you. One of the people that used to work at Dunkin', he came in after like almost a year or two. He had panda eyes. His eyes were so dark and like sunken in, like he's been up for hours and hours and hours. So when I saw him, I decided to just fist bump, not shake hands. Especially like now. Like now that I know that's a form of witchcraft, I don't want people touching me. And plus people cough and sneeze in their hand too, and then they touch you and they get you sick. You know? Whether they do it on purpose or not, you still get sick from that. I saw this video of this old lady. The kid was preaching. She coughed in a napkin, folded it up, crumpled it up, and put it in his hoodie. It's like, ew. But the person that was filming with him said he caught that. Yeah, it's witchcraft.